Now let us understand the specimen of profit and loss account. In company's final account, we have learned how the balance sheet to be prepared, and we have learned the heading and subheading of balance sheet. Now today we see the specimen of the profit and loss account. In company, they don't have a trading as well as P&L separate. That's what we have learned in case of our sole proprietorship and partnership final account. Company have the vertical format of the profit and loss account, and in that itself the direct nature, expense and income are included. So they have the only one format which you need to remember. The first, that is the name of a company, statement of profit and loss for the year ending, whichever year you are preparing. This specimen you will find on the page number 131 of your textbook also. You have to remember the sequence, the position. There is no other way round. Whatever comes first has to be first, and whichever item will be later on, income should be first, expense should be later on. That format is to be maintained. So the first item, the first portion is the revenue from the operation. So that is our regular revenue income, the routine income which is earned by the company. So here you may have the sales minus sales return, and then the separate income whatever is there, that is to be returned as a revenue from operation. The second is, that is other income. Whatever other income you may have during the year, those incomes to be considered. It may be profit on sale of asset, or it may be any other sort of income. So you have two figures of income. One is the sales, another is, that is the other income. So total of 1 plus 2, that is what point number 3. The total to be drawn and kept with one line above, two lines below. It shows that this is the total income of the company. As we have learned the basic concept of profit, SP minus CP is equal to profit. So here we have considered our total income. Now we are going to subtract the various expenses. So point number 4 we have, that is the various expenses. So which kind of expense you have? The first is, that is the purchase. As you are selling the goods, you have to purchase the goods. So here you may have opening stock and the closing stock. So total purchase to be considered. So the purchase, then you have, that is the change in stock. Here, you have to consider opening stock and closing stock. So change in a stock what you have. Number next, that is the direct expenses. The direct expense, like you have spent for the freight of Troy, you may have spent for the carriage inward and all. This will come in the note number 5. The next is, that is the employees related benefit expense. For the employee, what you have spent money, that is your salary is given, or a bonus is given, or any share in the profit you have given to the employees, all will come here. Then you have the financial cost. During the year you have spent lot of money towards the financial nature and to acquire the finance, like you have the interest expense, you have paid interest on overdraft you may have spent, and that will be the financial cost. Depreciation is there and amortization. So here depreciation is the major, most important expense for the company. All the assets the company acquire, compulsorily company has to depreciate those assets as per the Companies Act. So the method of depreciation we have learned. So any method which company follow, with that depreciation to be counted and the depreciation to be considered as an expense. Other expenses you may have, all those other expenses, like you can say rent or an insurance premium or other sort of expense to be written in number 9. So in this manner you have all expenses. So total income, then total expense, again draw the line. your one line above, two line parallel below, which indicate that this is the something different figure. This talks about something concluded figure that is to be considered. So your profit, what the profit means? Profit before tax means your point number 3, that is the total income, minus your point number 4, that is the total expense. That will give you the profit before tax. Then out of the profit you have to have a provision for tax. Without payment of taxation you can't earn the profit and you can't distribute the dividend. So provision has to be made compulsorily, and that is to be written, which is based on the profit earned. And the last you will get profit after tax. So that profit after tax means your point number 5, the figure what you have, minus the point number 6, that is provision. So the final figure is your profit after tax. So in this manner, the profit and loss account of companies to be done. Now you have observed here the note numbers are written. So which are the item will come in the notes? Here in the notes, the very first note is number 1, sales. So sales figure will be derived, sales minus sales return, that is the expression in the note number 1. In the number 2, you have other income. So what sort of other income you may have? You may have an interest, you may have a dividend, you may have a profit on sale of asset, or any such type of income company may have incurred. In the note number 3, the heading is purchase. So how the purchase to be considered? The total purchase minus purchase return. So whatever the figure, that is to be kept as a purchase, or you can say the goods consumed. Next is, that is the changes in stock. Point number 4, in that note you have to consider opening stock minus closing stock. Closing stock you may have as an adjustment. So adjustment, the two folds of a closing stock adjustment are, one to be considered here, other to be considered on the asset side as a current asset of the company. So the two fold for the closing stock to be keep in mind. In that fifth, that is direct expenses. What sort of a direct expense? We have learned the concept. Direct expense means the expense which are related concern to the purchase, and purchase related all the matters to be considered. So you may have wages, carriage inward, freight, all will come as a direct expense. Next is, that is employees benefit expense. The note number 6, you give salary to employee, bonus or a commission or a contribution to provident fund. Contribution to provident fund to be considered as a income tax benefit expenditure. When you write this, you contribute, your profit will reduce, your tax liability will reduce. So contribution to provident fund. In the note number 7, that is a financial cost. The financial cost we have interest on bonds, that what we are paying, debentures, you pay the interest, fixed deposit interest, loan, bank, overdraft and the short term loan. So all the to acquire a finance, whatever expense you have to pay, that to be considered as a taxable expense for the company. Then the depreciation, note number 8. The depreciation on fixed asset, it's a very important aspect for the company, because you can play a game with the help of depreciation and you can increase your profit, you can decrease your profit, and that's why the Companies Act pay maximum importance to the depreciation calculation and how you show. You may have that write-off, the goodwill, the patent and the trademark. You may be write off the debenture discount, you may write off the advertisement campaign expense, and you may write off the R&D expense, that is research and development expense. So all are to be considered at depreciation and written off expenses. The note number 9 is other expenses. Other expenses means other revenue expense which are done by the company to run the business. So it includes your post, stationery, rent, audit fees, office and administrative expenses, sales expenses, bad debt written off, all the regular routine our P&L account, debit side, whatever we used to write, those expenses are there. So in this manner, out of all these expense, whatever mentioned in your question, very few selected 5 to 6 items will be given. You have to arrange into the sequence and you have to derive the profit. Whatever profit you receive, that profit will go to the balance sheet, and on equity and liability side, you have to add the profit in the liability. So this manner, P&L to be prepared. First, balance sheet to be prepared. Second, in the balance sheet we have two sections, that is equity and liability as well as our asset. So we have learned up till now the entire presentation of the final account of company's final account. Now in the next class we will be doing one example that what carries 11 marks, compulsory example in your exam, and the marks you can easily score maximum. The only thing what you have to do is, dear students, simply remember the sequence, simply keep in mind the picture of the balance sheet as well as profit and loss, and then just you have to pick the figure, place it to the respective place and get the answer. Most easy question is that preparation of company's final account. In class 12 you have introductory, preliminary and very basic fundamental, basic structure of company's final account. So nothing to lose, not a single mark you have to lose, you have to score the maximum. So keep smiling, do it well and be happy.